If you have ever watched someone walk into a room, take an opportunity you believe was meant for you, maybe it was a promotion, maybe it was some visibility, and you have been overlooked, then this video is for you. If you'll stay with me, I'm going to explain three most common reasons why this happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it. I'm Kristen. I am the founder of Violet Vision. I coach healthcare professionals. I've had a career that has spanned in more than 2 decades and help people to step into the highest versions of themselves professionally. We do communication, we do self-assessments, we do leadership training, we do more. And today we're doing the honest truth about why you've been passed over and what you can do about it. The first reason that you've been passed over, quite likely, is what I'll call the borrowed ceiling. All right? Now, psychologists will tell you that this is something called a self-limiting belief system. Here's all it means. The people who have taught you along the way, these are your teachers, these are your parents, these are your earliest influencers. And I'm not talking about cell phones, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I'm talking about the people who are in your ear, the people who you've spent the most time around, the people who taught you how to walk and talk sometimes will impose their belief system upon you, and they have the best of intentions. Let me be very clear about that. Often these people, let's say it's our parents, let's say it's I don't want to use the example of parents because it's too close. I want to use the example of your teacher, your favorite teacher. Think back to elementary school. I can tell you about my favorite teachers, and she's no longer with us. She's deceased. But Miss Stiggers and I became really good friends as an adult. She was one of the earliest influential voices I had in my ear as a fourth grade student in elementary school. What Miss Stiggers told me about myself, I believed. I was fortunate enough for Miss Stiggers to tell me how smart and capable, how talented she thought I was. Kristen, she would say to me, I love the sound of your voice. You need to go into media or broadcasting. Well, Miss Stiggers, that's not for me. I do love language, but I choose to use that gift, at least the one she told me she had. I chose to believe it and go with it in order to help other people find theirs. This is an example of how other people will impose their thoughts and their belief ceilings onto you. Here's what happens when the people who speak to you believe that their ceiling is your ceiling. You will believe it too. If, for example, I work with a lot of nurses. If the nurses who have influenced you, who have encouraged you, who taught you how to do, who did your clinical preceptorships, who taught you how to take care of patients, who helped you develop your first nursing assessments, if they tell you the pinnacle of your career is reaching an hourly job that pays you $75 an hour, then that is what you will be programmed to think success looks like. Even if you don't realize it, you will measure how good any job is according to that $75 an hour standard. Well, what if there are positions that pay you better benefits but don't quite get you to that threshold per hour? What if there are jobs that pay you $80 an hour in order to take care of patients, but they work the dog poop out of you? By the time you go home, you're good for nothing. The people around you don't like you. You look in the mirror, you don't like yourself. You have bags under your eyes, you're not sleeping, you're short tempered, you're short patience. Is that really your dream job? Is that where you should be? The people making decisions about your future can smell these self-limiting beliefs around you. What you think doesn't just stay in your head. What you think shows up in the way you show up. Okay, let me give you an example of that. If you think, and I'll go back to that $75 an hour nursing job, if you think that that is the pinnacle of your career, the highest that you can achieve, the best job that you will ever get, once you make that job, once you get there, and you very well may, all right? Once you get there, you won't show up to work early because what else do you have to strive for? You'll no longer be interested in having conversations with other people in the room who are where you could actually be. Why would you do that? You've already achieved everything that you intended to do. And When people doubt the outrageous dreams that you dare to say out loud to them, 90% of the time it's not because they intend you harm. It's because if they were capable of receiving that signal, of getting that assignment, of completing that assignment, it would have been given to them instead of you. Quite frankly, it's just like a radio that can't pick up the signal for that particular station. That is yours. The people you spend the most time around will influence, whether you know it or not, who it is you think you're capable of becoming. And before you know it, you're not applying for the job that would otherwise be yours. You are being overlooked because you've effectively overlooked yourself based on what somebody else has told you, even when you think you're positioning yourselves to do the thing that it is you think you should be doing. Let that sit with you for a while. The second most common reason this happens is because you're communicating below your level. Most people understand what they mean to say, and this is really a very simple, basic principle that is very difficult for people to improve and operationalize and see themselves accurately in, all right? You understand what you mean. You understand the language that you use to speak to yourself every single day. The people in rooms, the people in positions who have the ability to make changes, to change your life, to give you opportunities, to be seen, to promote you, to elevate you, to give you the audience that you desire, want to hear it presented to them in a way, not that makes sense to you, but in a way that makes sense to them. I'll give you all another example. A lot of you all who are listening to me are healthcare professionals. If you are preparing to administer a drug that's given by the kilogram of weight of a person's body weight, and all you're looking at and all you're talking about is how much somebody weighs in pounds, you need to make a quick conversion. You need to understand 2.2 kilograms is a pound. All right? Or did I say that backwards? I think I got that right. What I'm saying to you, in other words, is when you're not speaking the language of those who you are trying to influence, you're wasting your time. You might as well be talking like Charlie Brown, want, that character in that show. I think y'all know what I mean. The way that you improve this is by improving your communication skills. And the way you improve your communication skills is by improving and elevating the way that you think. This isn't as easy as you think. This involves two things. One, a real self-assessment, or having someone who's willing to tell you the truth, who's qualified to listen to you and tell you where you need to improve. And two, by reading books, because you can only speak as well as you can think. And the thinking has to improve in order for the speaking to improve. The third reason is because you are waiting to be noticed before you do the thing that needs to be done. Let me tell you something. You are the architect of your future. And when you begin to operate in that way every day, when you show up as though the thing you want is already yours, you will create those opportunities and experiences that will give you that thing. What I'm talking about is when you come to work and how you're dressed, and the things you volunteer for, and the work that you don't have to do, but that you are really talented and good at, that you do. People will notice you when you become a flower that blooms through whatever environment you're planted in. You don't wait until summer comes in order to show your full bloom, right? You go in and you do the thing, you show people your skills, and you do it willingly, happily, with the right attitude, and not expecting immediate gratification. Not everything is a microwave process, even though we are currently in the year 2026 and you all are used to having everything quickly. If you see yourself in one of these three places, you can immediately make changes. I love to see you one-on-one. You can find me at www.thevioletvision.com. If this resonates with you, please hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can hear more from me. I'll talk to some of y'all soon. Y'all be blessed.